Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over all the NBA games for Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of each side for each game, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think is going to win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into today's games. We have a bunch on the board, Bucks and Timberwolves to kick us off in the morning or the early afternoon. Cavs, Hornets, Nets, Sixers, Spurs, Raptors, Clippers, Pistons, Magic, Bulls, Knicks, Pelicans, Pacers, Rockets, Warriors, Thunder, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Heat, Nuggets, Wizards, and Kings. So I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible. Quite a few games, so let's get into it. Daily numbers, this side, Gregorian, Hebrew date numerology. Daily numbers, or excuse me, game numbers on this side. Away team up top, head to head in the middle, home team at the bottom. So first game we got the Bucks and the Timberwolves. This is my second time going through this, so there's going to be some that aren't going to be really marked. So we're going to try and get through this here. But for the Timberwolves to win, if they were to win this game, they would get their 32nd all-time head-to-head win against the Bucks. It is the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious, so that might be a reason if they were to win. 15th win, didn't really see anything with that. It is a revenge game for them. Timberwolves could revenge the Bucks 1-1 head-to-head against, like an 11. Potential there. For the Bucks, really it would come down. They play tomorrow, and tomorrow's going to be their 55th game of the season. So Bucks, if they lose today, they would go in. Their coach would go into tomorrow with 257 losses to 55th prime, and then they can win tomorrow. And then tomorrow has 60 date numerology on the Gregorian, and he would be sitting on 60. Or if Bucks win today, he can get a 60 tomorrow potentially, and vice versa. Which means today has 59 date numerology on the Gregorian. He can sit on 59 losses with the win. He can sit on 256 regular season losses with a win overall for his career. 256 has a square root of 16. Square root of 16. And Bucks would get their 16th away win to go with. Timberwolves could become 14-42 for a season record with the loss. Today does have 14 date numerology. It's the 104th day on the Gregorian. 14 sums to 104. In regards to the 42, 39 date numerology on the Gregorian. 39 sums to 142. Just like 42 sums to 142. And then 39 also sums to 61, the 18th prime. Timberwolves coach would get his 18th loss, potentially. But for Bucks, it's going to just depend on what they want to do with their back-to-back game. So look out for that. So this is 60 can hit today or tomorrow, in theory. All right, let's go Cavaliers Hornets. Not much marked here. I did mark this down here. Hornets coach can get his 112th regular season loss as a coach for Hornets. 14 date numerology on the Gregorian. 14 sums to 112. Hornets, though, they can get their 14th home win, so it would negate that potentially. It's the 114th all-time head-to-head matchup between the two, and they would become 14-11 at home. Which is not exactly alike, but it plays with the same numbers, 1-1-4, 1-4, 1-1. Hornets could get their 28th win for the season in the Cavs' 28th away game. It will be the second day of the 8th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 28. But the Cavs could just go ahead and up the series 2-0 head-to-head against the Hornets with a win for the season as they get their 20th win. So that could be a potential for the Cavs. Let's see, anything else I spot? Cavs coach, he could get his 41st loss as a coach for the Cavs. He can go from 40 to 41. 14-day numerology on the Gregorian, sums to 41 and 40. So either one of these coaches can get a loss that relates to the number 14. Nets versus the Sixers. It's the 215th all-time head-to-head matchup between the two. Sixers can become 21 and 5 at home for the season with the win. Seems easy enough, but will it be that easy? Looks can be deceiving. They would get their 21st home win at the same time as they become 2 and 1 head-to-head against the Nets, like 21. So that's pretty interesting as well. You know, either one of these, both these teams come in with the same record. So if you connect a 38 for a Sixers win, you can also connect a 38 for a Nets win. If you connect an 18 for a Sixers loss, you can also connect an 18 for a Nets loss. So and then with Nets, their coach, his record is the exact same as the season record, so it doesn't really, there's not much to go by. So that's 215 with the way it just sticks out. You're just like, oh, that looks, why not just go with that? Makes sense. Why not? But 90, 126, 118, 86. I just don't see anything else that jumps out. 118, 41 sums to 118, 19 sums to 86, 27. You know, Nets, they could sit on 10 losses on the road. 55th game, 55th game, 55 is the 10th triangular number. They can sit on 10 losses and get their 16th win. So this one's not easy just because there's not a whole lot of numbers to look at or consider. I guess we can look at the coach 1679. We can see if that's a prime or something. 16. Yep. 1679. No number properties. 981. Nope, no number properties. 699. No number properties. So there's this. I don't know. I guess you would just guess the 21.5, right? Why not? What else are you gonna go by? This one's a tough one. I'm gonna have to keep looking at this one. I wouldn't be too quick to jump on either side on this one. Although as of right now, I'd blindly just take the Sixers because of the 215. Spurs and Raptors. Raptors could get their 22nd win for the season. It is the second day of the second month on the Hebrew religious, like 22. Although, with that being said, Raptors could sit on 14 all-time head-to-head wins against the Spurs. 14-day numerology on the Gregorian. 14-day April. 14 summons to 104. The 104th day of the Gregorian civil. But again, that goes against Spurs too. Spurs can just sit on 14 away losses. Or excuse me, 14 away wins with a loss. What would be interesting is if Spurs coach sits on 1303 regular season wins, as Raptors coach gets his 133 regular season win. That'd be interesting a little bit. It is a potential revenge game for Raptors, 1-1. If they win, they can go 1-1 head-to-head against the Spurs for the season with the win. The number 11 sums to 27. Spurs could get their 27th loss for the season, but they can also get their 27th win. And it doesn't really help that it's the Raptors' 27th home game. And it doesn't really help that it's the 24th away game for the Spurs. Because 24 sums to 103, which is the 27th prime number. So that 27 can swing either way for the Spurs. But if it goes the Spurs and for them losing, I would say it's probably because of the 1-1, the 11. Although it's the Spurs' 53rd game, the 16th prime number. Raptors, they can get their 16th home loss. And Spurs can just sweep, potentially. Clippers and Pistons. You know, we were looking for this spot yesterday. 39-date numerology on the Gregorian. Clippers would get their 39th win. Clippers coach, he would get his 167th win to go along with it, the 39th prime number. Clippers would get their 17th road win. 59-date numerology as well. 59 the 17th prime number. 17 the 7th prime number. Clippers would get their 7th win in a row. Pistons would get their 39th loss for the season as Clippers get their 39th win. 167 the 39th prime. But Pistons, they can get their 17th win for the season too. I mean, 59-date numerology, the 17th prime. That 17 can go either way. It can go for Pistons getting their 17th win for the season, or Clippers getting their 17th away win. If Pistons get their revenge, they can go 1-1 head-to-head against the Clippers for the season, as Clippers get their 11th road loss. So that would be the revenge narrative from what I'm seeing right now. Of course, this is just my second time looking at this, putting all these games together, and then jumping in a video. Let's keep it going. Got a lot of games to look at. Magic versus Bulls. Bulls can get the 23rd win for the season. 23-date numerology on the Gregorian. Magic, they can get their 7th loss in a row. Bulls can end their 3-game losing streak. 7-3, 3-7. 3-7 is kind of like the number 37. Magic would sit on 17 wins for the season. 59-date numerology, the 17th prime. 17 sums to 37. Magic would sit on 7 away wins with the loss. 17 the 7th prime as they get their 7th loss in a row. On the flip side, though, Bulls can get their 32nd loss for the season. Today being the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious. It's the 22nd, or it's the second day of the second month, and Bulls would be 22-32 for a season record. So the Bulls' record could basically just be the Hebrew religious calendar. 2-2, 32. Bulls with the loss. 2-2, 32. It's a very real possibility. That actually kind of sounds good a little bit. I do like the 23, but I'm not overlooking this either. It's the last head-to-head. Someone's going to go 2-1 like 21. Magic, 18. I suppose Magic could sit on 37. Losses for the season, the 12th prime, as Bulls become 1-2 head-to-head against Magic with the loss like 12. But Magic can get their 38th loss. Speaking of 23, they can get their 38th loss for the season, as Bulls get their 23rd win. 23 sums to 163, the 38th prime number. Knicks versus the Pelicans. Pelicans, it's their 30th home game. They can get their 30th loss for the season. Knicks, it's their 29th away game. They can get their 29th win for the season. If only it was that easy. Pelicans would get their 14th home loss for the season on the 14th of April, a day with 14-date numerology, where 14 sums to 104, and it's the 104th day of the Gregorian. April 14th is 4/14. Pelicans coach can get his 414th regular season loss to go with it all. In regards to the 29, Knicks 29 could get their 29th win and their 29th away. 29 is the 10th prime, and Knicks would become 1-0 head-to-head in like 10. But Pelicans, I mean, they can just sit on 29 losses with a win, and they would become 1-0 head-to-head against the Knicks, like 10, 29, the 10th prime. And then Knicks can become 28-28 for a season record with the loss on the second day of the 8th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 28. So that's a possibility. It is the 38th all-time head-to-head matchup between the two, and Knicks coach, he can sit on 380 wins regular season, which has a 38 in it. Pacers and Rockets. Rockets 40-41. Rockets could become 14-41 for a season record with the loss. 14-date numerology, 14 sums to 41. 14-41 are reflections of each other. Pacers would get their 40th all-time head-to-head win against the Rockets. 14 sums to 40. Pacers could become 26-28 for a season record with the win, as the Rockets get their 20th home loss, as Pacers sweep the Rockets 2-0 head-to-head against for the season. 20 sums to 26-28. On the flip side, Pacers, they can just go ahead and get their 29th loss for the season in their 29th away game. Rockets can get their revenge, become 1-1 head-to-head against the other. Pacers would sit on 25 wins for the season with the loss in the 97th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two. 97 is the 25th prime number, so that's actually pretty good. 97-25, and then 29 in their 29th away. Pacers, though, I don't know if I mentioned this, could get their 17th away win. 59-date numerology, 59 is the 17th prime number, excuse me. Rockets would sit on 7 home wins, 17 the 7th prime number. So there's some numbers here for both. Warriors and Thunder, 55th game for the season for the Warriors, 55 the 10th triangular number. Warriors can get their 10th away win. Warriors would become 1-0 head-to-head against the Thunder with the win like 10. Unfortunately, though, Warriors coach, he could get his 167th regular season loss on a day with 39-date numerology, 167 the 39th prime, so they need to be on the lookout for that. Thunder would become 142-112 head-to-head against Warriors regular season with the win. Today with 39-date numerology, 39 sums to 142, 14-date numerology, 14 sums to 112. Although Thunder, they can sit on 20 wins for the season, as they get their 20th home loss for the season, while getting their 7th loss in a row, and the number 7 sums to 20. So it could be just a 20 pattern there. Mavericks and the Grizzlies, 103rd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two. 27th prime number. Grizzlies, they can sit on 27 wins for the season with a loss. Mavericks can sit on 24 losses for the season with a win. 24 sums to 103. Grizzlies, they could get their 14th home win. It is the 14th of April, 14-date numerology, 14 sums to 104, the 104th day. Grizzlies could even up the score 1-1 head-to-head against Mavericks. It is their second of 3 games that they play in this season. If Grizzlies even the score 1-1 head-to-head for the season, Grizzlies would also get their 31st regular season, their 31st all-time head-to-head against Mavericks. 31 is the 11th prime. And then Grizzlies would get their 28th win for the season, second day of the 8th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 28. It is the 53rd game for the season for Grizzlies, though. Hold on. Oh, throat's getting dry. It is the 53rd game. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I know that's gross. 53rd game for the season, the 16th prime. Grizzlies could get their 16th home loss for the season, so that could be on the burner. And then Grizzlies, they could just sit on 30 all-time head-to-head wins against the Mavericks with the loss, as Mavericks get their 30th win for the season. And that would be that. Mavericks would get their 17th away win, 59-date numerology on the Gregorian, 59 the 17th prime number. So we got to look out for both of these sides. Let's see. Or Mavericks could sit on 29 wins in their 29th away. Grizzlies' 29th home game. So you can really play around with these numbers. The Heat versus the Night. Oh, the Heat lost. I didn't even do this one. Gotta update it. The Heat lost to the Suns. 55, 26, 27, 27, 13, 14. I don't even have Nuggets coach record. Darn it. Basketball, Nuggets, Denver Nuggets. Okay. 5-6 reg 293 269 or 292 270 and 456 width 254 202 or 253 203. Okay. Alright, let's do a fresh one, I guess. Let's see here. Mark the 14s. Heat can get their 14th road win or their 14th road loss. We know 14 is a number all over the place. Heat could get their 27th loss for the season in their 27th away game. Although it's Nuggets' 29th home game, and Heat can get their 29th win for the season. So again, we're getting this dualistic. Nuggets. Could Nuggets sweep the Heat 2-0 for the season, like 20, as Nuggets sit on 20 losses for the season? Potentially. There's potential there. 19. Nuggets coach. He could sit on 253 wins as a coach for the Nuggets, which is the 22nd triangular number. That's if the Nuggets lose. 68. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Nuggets guy, they just had like an injury. A recent injury. I don't know why it's a 10. It should be an 11. Let's look at that. Nuggets. Yeah, 18-10. I was gonna say, Nuggets just recently had an injury on a player. There could be a revenge narrative here for the Heat. Nuggets getting their 11th home loss as Heat becomes 1-1 head-to-head against the Nuggets for the season with the win. Yeah, I think that's what it would be. It's either going to be this 11-11 or this 20 and then this 20. So you're going to have it either way. Either way, it's going to affect the Nuggets based off of the series between these two teams. And then it doesn't help that they can get their 14th win or their 14th road loss. Doesn't help with the 29, 29, 27, or the 27. That doesn't help. Heat could stay on 28 wins. It is the second day of the 8th month on the Hebrew Civil like 28. So be on the lookout for that. You know, the number 35 is identical to the number 39 in all four base ciphers. The problem with that, though, is either Nuggets can get their 35th win for the season, or Heat can get their 35th all-time head-to-head win against the Nuggets. But one thing I just thought of is Nuggets could get their 21st loss for the season. 21. Sums to 39. 39 date numerology on the Gregorian. Alright, last game, Wizards and Kings. Kings could become 23-32 for a season record with the win. 32nd day of the Hebrew. 23 date numerology on the Gregorian. Wizards coach, he would get his 410th loss regular season for his career, which is an anagram of 104 date day of the Gregorian year. Wizards, they could get their 21st win for the season. 21 sums to 39. We just went over that. 31, 39 date numerology on the Gregorian. They can get their 21st win. Wizards could have that revenge narrative. 11th road win, as they even the score 1-1 head-to-head against the Kings with the win. There could potentially be that. And then it's the 127th game for the Kings coach, which is the 31st prime, 31 the 11th prime. That would play in Wizards' favor maybe. But Wizards, they can sit on 20 losses, or excuse me, 20 wins for the season with the loss, as Kings sweep 2-0 like 20. It's the 202nd. It's the 202nd all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Wizards coach, he can sit on 202 regular season losses as a coach for Wizards with a win. So there's potential there. That's a tough one. Kings on a 7-game losing streak. What would make them get their 8th? What would make them get their 8th? Also not good for the Kings. Kings coach, he can get his 222nd regular season loss. 202 all time, 202, 222, 2222, 22 sums to 39, 39 date numerology. What is 222? 20790, 216. Never mind. Kings would sit on 22 wins as he gets that 222 and the 202nd all time. Sit on 202. 22 sums to 39. 39 date numerology. Oof. Kings better watch out. I mean, they do have numbers here, 23, 32, and the 20 and the 20. But Wizards has a narrative as well. So, and they're not doing so hot. They're on a losing streak, so you never know. And then tomorrow, I believe they play, after this game, they play the Suns. And I know Suns are going to win that game, because tomorrow has 40 date numerology. 40 and 15 date numerology, and Suns going to come into that game 39-15 for a season record. So they're going to become 40-15 for a season record tomorrow against the Kings. So maybe Kings win this game and then lose tomorrow against the Suns. Or maybe Wizards just do it on them. All right, thanks for watching, guys.